Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Akar Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push in word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. All right, I'm the brother Yashawan, back with a lamb back, if you will, on the video that I did yesterday. It's going back into money because the money is how we get to, or how you identify the digital all, or the digital, okay? The digital monetary system, all right? So we'll try to make it quick because Jake has a small attention span, all right? So this is Proverbs 11 and 28. We probably brought this out yesterday, but it all goes together. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. So money is going to get you to do things that you're not supposed to do, okay? In order to keep your money or to participate in the NWO, all right, you have to take that digital all right? Let's read Psalm 49 and 6 right here. They trust in their wealth and boast in their great riches. This is, all right, this is what's going to get you in trouble. All right? You got to put your trust in the Most High. Right? Who does that? The righteous. They're going to flourish. We're going to be taken care of. Put your trust in the Most High. All right? Now let's look at this. 1 Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. You understand? Trust in the Most High, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Okay? It's not about how much money you have. It's about whether the Most High got you. All right? That's what this thing is about. Ecclesiastes 2 and 24. Nothing is better for the man than to eat and drink and enjoy his work. I have also seen this is from the hand of the Most High. The right hand of the Most High is Yahweh Shai. All right? What is this saying? My servants shall eat, my servants shall drink. They shall have the abundance of all things. From who? The hand of the Most High. That manna. All right? So with that, let's watch Mike the Christian. And I call him Mike the Christian because not only was it me, and I say this in all humbleness and humility, that went on and showed him what she'll be coming around the mountain, which was a sort of a revelation. Before that, I went on and showed him what I call the ninja revelation. And I know that saying that word now will get you it'll get you a strike. Well, not get you a strike, but it'll put you in an algorithm where nobody will watch your video. All right, so I'm gonna say ninja, but I went on this guy's channel, or on his, I called him. All right, this was before the chariot call. This was the ninja call. Right, and I'm gonna post that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get an Odyssey I'm going to go to the platform Odyssey and get a channel there and be free to say what I want. So until then, all right, so this is RTD, Rethinking the Dollar, with Mike the Christian, right? That word Christian goes back to the word ninja, and vice versa. That word ninja goes back to, and once that's taught abroad, that's going to open the floodgates of the elect coming in, all right? And I mean, I speak as a man when I say that, but we're prophets, right? December 16th, which I believe was yesterday, all right? And watch what he's going to say, because this is very important. The banks intended cash squeeze before the scheduled cyber attack, okay? Letting you know, I mean, this is how we measure the time, all right? The time is about the digital all. Let's get that real quick, all right? Let's get two things. Let's get Revelation 13, the digital all, and then we'll get 3 and 10. Okay, let's get KJV. Salakia. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Why? Goes into the monetary system, right? And that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Clearly saying that this man is going to change up how money is dealt with. And it was the elder brother Yashawamba who put that so succinctly, right? And that's an excellent way to move forward on that. Okay? And we know what that digital all is. It's the digital. Salakia. Now we'll go to 3 and 10. Right? Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world, free, rich and free, slave, rich, free, bond, and all of that, to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right? Because there are consequences if you take that digital. What is the hour of temptation? When they force the digital all. When they causeth. Okay? All right? And this isn't so much about what their goal is. It's more about how to gauge coming to this time. All right, so back to Mike the Christian. We'll play this. See what he has to say. Salakia. Whoa. I gotta stop that. Salakia. That's me. All right. Okay, so Salakia. All right, Mike the Christian.
The greatest banking heist in humanity is about to take place and has to do with your bank account, cash, and this upcoming scheduled cyber event. Let's talk about this. All right, so I want to take a quick minute, share my thoughts. So I'm trying to connect the dots and just put together a picture as to what could be. And so now that the FOMC is done, we were told ahead of time, all the news syndicates were basically telling us that they were going to taper this and do 3 hikes and stuff like that. So it's nothing of surprise whatsoever to me, and I'm sure to you as well. But one thing that stood out the most out of everything that took place in the Q&A session happened to be this.
I would say, cyber risk, the risk of a successful cyber attack is, for me, always the most, one that we would be very difficult to deal with. I think we know how to deal with bad loans and things like that. I think more a cyber attack that were to take down a major financial institution or financial market utility would be a really significant financial stability risk that we haven't actually faced yet. So I could go on with a list of horribles, but
Look at that devil. Look at that devil.
I think that's a decent picture of where I would start.
So right there, Jerome Powell was talking about what concerns him, and it was basically two things. One before that was the variant, and then the second one, which really stood out to me, was the idea of some foreseen, unplanned cyber event. But then also, this is the first time that I recall him giving such detail as to what concerns him. But then again, we all knew about this well in advance because we've heard this from somebody else.
We all know, but still pay insufficient
Slovakia. Look at that devil.
to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
So now I believe the narrative is set. How exactly this will play out, we'll find out. But in the middle of all this, it happens to be your bank account and cash. Cash posing the greatest threat to being able to preserve some of your economic and financial well-being and actual physical property in the form of cash. So within the last couple of days, I came across a picture that I thought I would touch on because I've seen a couple of these pictures now. It happens to be in reference to cash, where it says, due to the Federal Reserve suspension of new currency ordering, we currently have no new money to distribute. We apologize for the inconvenience.
What this is saying, if you don't understand the jargon, okay, get your money out of the bank. If you got a couple of bands that you're sitting on or whatever, you got to get it out, all right, and do something with it. Put it into something, okay, tangible. Put it into gold or silver, okay? Whatever you think you might need out there when they shut everything down, food, all right, put it into something. Otherwise, they're going to freeze it, all right? And the only way that you will be able to access it is if you get the DigitAwl. So it behooves you to understand this is coming. They've already had their dress rehearsals. They've been putting forth. This is what this whole video of Mike the Christian is about. They've held their dress rehearsals. Now they're about to move. This is part of the movement. All right. Hey, we ain't got no money. We ain't giving out dollars. Okay. So now you got to do things digitally and on the computer. Right. And then they're going to say the only way you can do that is if you sign up for the DigitAwl. Here's where it's going. So they're moving on this. I would say that between now and as soon as the first week of January, all right? And being a watchman, I'm just, I'm speaking as a man, but they're about to move on this. They've already rehearsed it, all right? So get your money out of the bank, right? Because they'll call off all FRN. We no longer accept FRN, and it's going to throw everything. The economy is going to throw everybody into an uproar, right? Shock and awe, out and out chaos. And this is what they want. So if you have take somebody's money, shut down their money, and it's on and cracking, all right? That's how you're going to get them all in the street. Straight up anarchy, straight up chaos. That's what we see going on right now. All right, continue with this.
And so I saw that picture and I thought about, wow, why is there such a narrative surrounding cash nowadays? And then I thought, what better way to try to pull off an actual heist by basically locking people out of their accounts as well as restricting their access to cash, all disguised as some type of cyber event, because the warning signs are all around us. So
it's deeper than cash. It's deeper than just going digital. It's going to the digital all. And if you don't understand that and the push for that, you only see in half of the picture, all right? But the men of the Lord, we see the whole thing, all right? And it's gonna be a bloodbath out there, all right, before they get what they want. And they're not gonna get it, all right?
Picture here I grabbed off Twitter, and then when you did a little research into it, it gives you some insight as to where this come from. So when you go to the Federal Reserve Services.org website here, it gives you a little information as to what that's all about. But then again, there's always more to the story than what we're being told. And of course, whenever something is started, usually it's never rolled back. And in a minute, I want to touch on what's even more alarming. So here it says here, 2021 holiday currency ordering periods are suspended. So this was an article from October 15th, but it says here, the Federal Reserve will again suspend the holiday currency ordering periods in 2021 to proactively reduce operational strain on the cash supply.
The cash supply. This word right here, holiday, if you put the word bank or banking in front of it, what do you have? A banking holiday. What is that? All right, see how this devil works? It's the so-called holiday season, right? That's what you're led to believe this is, but what is a banking holiday? What's a bank holiday? All right, look into that.
Chain during the winter holiday season as ongoing risks associated with the pandemic continue to create unprecedented challenges. So can someone please explain to me what in the world is cash supply chain has to do with unprecedented challenges at a time when most people don't have enough funds to meet their needs, and that's why more people are resorting to using credit. But to move on further, there is no coincidence that along with this so-called cash supply issue that they're concerned with around this holiday season, with more people withdrawing cash for giving as gifts or whatever, it's going to continue on into 2022, I believe, just because if you look around within your area, somewhere around you, there's been more small retail banks closing than we all could have imagined. And of course, this is not by coincidence because this is a part of the agenda, I believe, to slowly but surely cut off the access from people being able to get their funds when they need it most. And it happens to be before that next scheduled event. And so it's loot.
The next scheduled event. Listen to the language.
This purchasing power, it's still your last line of defense to be able to protect and preserve your time and energy in the form of something tangible that's still used relatively on a day-to-day basis. Even though
gold and silver, not Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin is leading you right into the digital all. Gold and silver is what you can use on the outside of the system. Okay, on the outside of the NWO. FRNs won't be worth anything. Okay, the only thing that's going to be worth anything is gold and silver, if you're even allowed to trade that, okay? Because they might try to back whatever they're doing with gold and silver, right?
Cash, but well before now, there was an issue dealing with cash and your ability to go get it, and it happened to be 2020 in March 26, when the Federal Reserve suspended reserve requirements for all banks in regards to how much cash they needed to have on hand. So well before this cash squeeze that the Federal Reserve talking about needing to do for the holiday seasons, they made it advantageous for the banks 2 years ago now to no longer have to require cash. And what I'm referring to, here's an article right here from last year. It says Federal Reserve eliminates reserve requirements. What exactly does this mean? It says the Federal Reserve announced they were reducing the reserve requirement ratio to 0% across all deposit tiers as of March 26, 2020. But what is a reserve requirement? It says the Federal Reserve's Regulation D has been around for years and requires depository institutions to keep enough cash reserves available to meet the immediate withdrawal requests of their net transaction accounts. It says why the reserve requirement is so important. It says the Federal Reserve's requirement is essential for the stability of our economy as well as the financial security of individuals, families, businesses, and financial institutions. It says requiring banks to have a reserve requirement service to protect them and their customers from bank run.
A what run? A bank holiday. All right? All right? When you line up and say, I want my shit, I want my money right now. All right? So this is a very informative video. Go back and watch it because I keep stopping it and interrupting it. Probably throwing you off. This is Mike the Christian on Rethinking the Dollar, December 16th. The bank's intended cash squeeze before the scheduled cyber attack. All right? They've been pushing this cyber attack thing They've been rehearsing it, letting you know. They got Klaus Schwab saying the worst thing, so much worse than this disease or whatever that we created, is a cyber attack. And here it comes, letting you know. You know how this devil operates. Okay? So you got to do something with your money. All right? And if you lose it, you lose it. You put your faith and your trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to be all right. If you're of the elect. Plain and simple. All right, so that's enough. Let's get a couple of precepts and we'll close out. Let's see. Let's get James. All right, because it's not about money. You're going to throw that gold and silver in the street. This is James 5. Brought this out yesterday. James 5, and start at the top. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Hey, you have money, they took it. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Okay? Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. It's not about that. The treasure that you should be heaping together is money in your spiritual bank account. All right? So don't get it twisted. All right? So we'll go ahead and end it right there. Do something with your money. All right? You will be able to barter for a minute. And it helps to have real money, which is gold and silver. So with that, we're going to say, I hope that the elect were edified. And with that, we'll say shalom.